What up, YouTube? T Movies here. This decade of the 2010s saw a lot of interesting sci-fi films and all. So I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite sci-fi movies of the decade. Because I do love me a good sci-fi film. I mean, yeah, there's been some not so good sci-fi movies this decade too, but there's been some really great ones. Whether it's original sci-fi or based on a concept or whatever. So with that being said, here's my 10 favorite sci-fi movies of the 2010s. Coming in at number 10, this movie got released this is a recent one, and that is Alita Battle Angel. Now, Alita Battle Angel, had Rosa Salazar, who I thought was great as a Tyro. The movie was directed by Robert Rodriguez. I thought he did a pretty decent job with this. It had some really cool effects, great visuals. Christoph Waltz was pretty decent. I love Mahershala Ali's villainous role. I really thought this movie was gonna be garbage because the first trailer wasn't so great, but this other trailer was better. So I literally thought this movie was gonna be terrible. But I gotta say, this movie was really much better than it had any intention of being. So fingers crossed we get a sequel. Alright, coming in at number 9, I'm going to have Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant. Now, this is like a follow-up to Prometheus, and I will say Alien Covenant is a by far better movie than Prometheus was. I actually dug Prometheus. That was okay, just wasn't great, in my opinion. But Alien Covenant, I really got kicked out of. You had Michael Fassbender reprising his role from Prometheus. You had Noomi Rapace, who also reprised the role, but she didn't have much screen time. Guy Pearce reprised his role. You also had a few other folks like, Catherine Waterston. You had Jesse Smollett from Empire fame. Kelly Hernandez was also in this. Danny McBride. A weird cameo by James Franco. Yeah, Alien Covenant was really fun. Really creepy, gory. Shame that it didn't do so well because I'd love to see another Alien movie in the future, but maybe we'll get another Alien film, who knows? But, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I really got kicked out for Alien Covenant. Alright, coming in at number 8. This might be unpopular to say, because lots of people probably put this as their worst. But I gotta say, I really dug it, and that is Chappie. Chappie was directed by District 9 director Noah, Neil Blomkamp. I almost said Noah Blomkamp for some reason. I think I still have Mara Store in my head. Anyway, but it was directed by Neil Blomkamp, who gave us like Elysium. He gave us District 9, and this is of course about like this robot, it's pretty much about like this robot and all, and voiced by Charlton Copley. And I really got kicked out of Chappie. It has some great visual effects. It was pretty entertaining. You also had Dev Patel, Hugh Jackman, Sigourney Weaver. And you also had the music group Die Antwood. I thought they were actually pretty solid on this. So I know this is like out of all the movies on this list, this probably is the one that got the most horrible reviews. But I still got kicked out of Chappie. And if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Still want to see a sequel, but alright. How you doing? Pretty good, bro. Anyway.
See ya. Good night.
You should, right? Alright, coming in at number 7, I'm going to have Ex Machina. Now, this is one of the most original sci-fi movies on this list. Ex Machina is awesome. I actually thought this movie was going to be like a snore fest, to be honest with you. But I really got kicked out of Ex Machina. You had Star Wars co-stars Oscar Isaac and Domino Gleeson in this. You got Alicia Vikander as this beautiful robot named Ava here. It was beautifully shot. It was also released by A24, and A24 did pretty decent with this. It was also directed by Alex Garland, who also gave us that Annihilation movie, which wasn't all that great. But Ex Machina, on the other hand, was really amazing. The dance sequence is pretty decent to watch. Alicia Vikander, this is actually a movie that really made lots of people become a fan of Vikander. She's done stuff before Ex Machina, but I think you could say it was Ex Machina that really put Alicia Vikander on the map for most people. And then, of course, she went on to win her Oscar for Danish Girl. She also, was in Tomb Raider. I really liked Alicia Vikander, and she was really solid in Next Machina. All right, coming in at number six. Speaking of Gleason and Isaac, number six, I'm gonna add Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, this was like the first major Star Wars film we've of course gotten, because if you guys remember, before this, it was announced that about Disney's and making Star Wars films, and so we got Force Awakens. And now I quite like Last Jedi, but man, Force Awakens I really enjoyed. Daisy Ridley, I thought she was pretty great at playing Rey. You had other great cast like characters like Finn, Poe, BB-8. Adam Driver, of course, played the villain Kylo Ren. I thought he was pretty solid in this. Yeah, Star Wars: The Force Awakens is it's amazing, and of course, since then we've had Last Jedi. We just had Rise of Skywalker, and we're probably not gonna get another Star Wars movie until 2022. So yeah, but The Force Awakens, it's pretty decent. So, and it was pretty cool seeing J.J. Abrams direct this. And speaking of Abrams, coming in at number five is another J.J. Abrams film, and that is Super 8. Now, this is about these, like a couple years before Stranger Things kicked off. We had another like sci-fi feature, like granted, Stranger Things not a film, but we had another something sci-fi related featuring a group of kids, and that was Super 8. And Super 8 starred folks like Elle Fanning, Joe Courtney, Gabriel Bezo, who ends up making a monster movie with a Super 8 camera. And so, like, they end up witnessing some like alien invasions that come in to play. And you got Kyle Chandler was also in this. I really got kicked out of Super 8. It got released in 1979, so there's that. Oh no, actually it took place in 1979. It got released in 2011. Actually, my bad. But of course, it was directed by J.J. Abrams. Had really great visuals there. It like the creatures in this was pretty decent. This is probably my favorite, like one of my favorite J.J. Abrams movies. Like he's done some stuff like Mission Impossible 3, Star Wars: Force Awakens, but out of all the films, my favorite has got to be Super 8. I really got to kick out Super 8. It's underrated. I like the chemistry with the three three youngsters in this. If you haven't really seen Super 8 yet, go check it out. It's really decent. All right, coming in at number four, I'm gonna add Ready Player One. This really returned. Alright, now this of course returned Steven Spielberg back to his sci-fi roots, and it was pretty cool to see him coming back to his sci-fi roots. Ready Player One is awesome. Based on a book, it features lots of iconic characters like the Iron Giant and all. I really got kicked out. I really got kicked out of Ready Player One. You had Ty Sheridan. I love the way the Oasis looked. You had Mark Rylance was great in this. You had Olivia Cook. You had T.J. Miller. Some really great castings was in this. I mean, Lena Waithe even still lost the scenes. Yeah, Ready Player One is hands down really awesome, and hopefully we'll get a sequel. So, all right, coming in at number three, I'm gonna add Interstellar. Interstellar, directed by Christopher Nolan. It's a magnificent movie. You had Matthew McConaughey, who plays like this, a former NASA pilot who ends up being sent to space and team up with a group of researchers and to like the wormhole and across the galaxy to find out which like three planets could be mankind's like new home and on. And you got a great father and daughter relationship between Matthew McConaughey and Mackenzie Foy's character. Like the scenes between them, you're gonna need some tissues for. You also had Micah Caine was in this. You had who else was in this? Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, Timothy Chalamet. You had Casey Affleck, Matt Damon. Christopher Nolan really directed this movie perfectly. Great visuals. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen Interstellar yet, definitely go check it out. Alright, coming in at number 2 is probably the only Marvel film on this list, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy could have easily went wrong. Like, this movie could have been horrible. I mean, a movie about like a talking raccoon, a talking tree, that sounded dumb. But man, Guardians of the Galaxy is hands down awesome. Great visuals. You had Chris Pratt as a Star-Lord, aka Peter Quill. You great voice talents by Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper. I guess you could say this movie was like, of course, The Avengers was the movie that really introduced us to Thanos, but this is really the film that put Thanos full front on most people's radar. And Guardians of the Galaxy is such an awesome watch. And yeah, if you guys haven't really seen it yet, go check it out. I mean, yeah, again, we still haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet. I mean, come on. Anyway, now my number 1 favorite sci-fi movie of the decade goes to The Martian. And of course, this also stars Matt Damon, where of course he plays like this. He plays this astronaut named Mark Watney, who ends up being presumed dead after a fierce storm, and then people find out that he's not really dead, so they gotta try to go in outer space to save Mark Watney. It's a really magnificent watch. Matt Damon, probably one of his best performances in recent years. You also had Jessica Chastain was in this. You had Chiwetel Ejiofor, Sebastian Stan, Kate Mara. What not to love about The Martian? It's a terrific watch, and I mean, it shows that people always like studios have a habit of doing movies where they got save Matt Damon nowadays. Whether you talk about Saving Private Ryan, The Martian, boy. And that poster was also great. And according to the Golden Globes, this was one of the best comedies of that year. So there's that. But yeah, The Martian, also directed by Ridley Scott, by the way, was a terrific watch. And if you guys haven't seen The Martian, based on a book, really terrific film. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Aaliyah Ballinger. 9, Alien Covenant. 8, Chappie. 7, Ex Machina. 6, Star Wars The Force Awakens. 5, Super 8. 4, Ready Player One. 3, Interstellar. 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. And 1, The Martian. Now, there's loads of other ones like Jurassic World. I love Jurassic World, so probably should add that one on my list. Blade Runner 2049. Inception. Snowpiercer. Obviously the 8 movies are pretty great. Paul, if you want to go with a sci-fi comedy route, maybe. I mean, yeah, some really great sci-fi movies that got released this decade. I guess if you really want to count, maybe the Avengers movies, you could consider it to be sci-fi. I don't know, Moon got released in 2009, not 2010. Boy, lots of great ones this year. But let me leave it to you guys. What have been some of your favorite sci-fi movies of the decade? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movies signing off.